Everyone, it's Miss Suplet, and I am here to teach our very first guidance lesson and our most important guidance lesson. Today, we are going to be talking about bullying prevention. Okay, bullying can be a terrible thing. Well, it is a terrible thing, but the longer it goes on, the longer it continues, the worse it gets. And it could be something that can really damage somebody emotionally and physically. Okay, so today we're going to go over a couple different things. First, we're going to talk about the definition of bullying. Then we're going to talk about some examples of bullying. And then we will play a little game on is it bullying or isn't it bullying? Because sometimes y'all come to my office and you're like, Miss Sublet, I'm getting bullied. And I'm like, oh my goodness sakes, how long has this been going on? And you'll say, well, this is the first time it's happened. Well, if it's the very first time somebody has hurt your feelings or kicked you or something, then it's not bullying. Go ahead and start by looking at our definition. I'll make myself a little smaller. Okay, so bullying is when someone keeps being mean to someone else on purpose. The person it's happening to hasn't been able to make it stop. It is unfair and it's one-sided. So there's some points in there that I would like to take out. Keeps being mean over and over again. So if you come to me and you say, well, today at lunch so-and-so called me a butthead, and I'll say, oh my goodness, how many times has so-and-so called you a butthead? And you say, well, today's the first day. Well, then I'm going to say, well, that's not bullying, but that wasn't very kind of them. Okay? Now, the next part that I would like to highlight, the person it's happening to hasn't been able to make it stop. Okay? That means that the person that is getting bullied has tried to tell them to stop, try to stay away from the person, or whatever, and it continues to happen. All right? And then it is unfair and one-sided. Well, what does that mean? What does unfair mean? Well, unfair means that it's unequal. Okay? So maybe the bully is 250 pounds and as big as a mountain. Okay, and the person they are bullying is just a little smaller. Okay, then that is unfair. Okay, that's unfair. It's unequal. Or maybe the person is real popular and has lots of friends, the bully does, and maybe the other kid isn't super popular and they like to kind of do things on their own, or maybe they just have one or two friends. Okay, so that's unequal, unfair. And then one-sided means the bully keeps on picking on the person getting bullied. They keep on doing it, but the person getting bullied is just trying to stay away from them. They're not fighting back. They're not saying names back. They're not trying to make them feel bad too. It's just a one-sided issue. The bully is the one that is making the other person's life miserable. And the person who's miserable isn't doing anything back to the bully. So, for example, sometimes you come to me and you say, Miss Sublet, so-and-so called me stupid and dumb. And I'll say, oh my goodness, why would they say that? That's not true. And then you would say, well, because I called them stupid and dumb too. And then I kicked them. And then they kicked me back. Well, that's an argument. That's a disagreement. That's an argument. That's a fight. That's not bullying, okay? And a lot of times kids don't understand that if you're saying mean things back to them, if you're kicking them back, if you're being mean back, then you're both bullies, okay? And it's a fight at that point. It's not one-sided and it's not unequal, okay? Older kids get that confused a lot, all right? It's not one-sided and it's unequal or unfair, then it's not bullying, okay? You can't be saying mean things to them as well. Okay, so let's move on. Or hurting someone's body, of course, or hurting their belongings. Maybe you keep breaking their pencil every day. Okay, maybe you're hurting their body in some way by kicking them or hurting them or giving them a wedgie or pulling their hair. Or a lot of times I see kids stepping on the back of kids' feet in the hallway as they're going down in a line. I see that a lot. And if you're doing that to somebody, hurting the back of their ankles every day, that's bullying, guys. Okay, I know you think you're just being funny or cute or whatever, but that is bullying. So, another kind of bullying is using words to hurt somebody's feelings. Okay, if you are making fun of somebody and you are hurting their feelings every day, that is bullying. All right. If you're making fun of the way they look, if you're making fun of their hair, if you're making fun of their religious beliefs, if you're making fun of anything that hurts their feelings, okay? And a lot of times, especially with bigger kids, older kids, you all think that when you're joking around with your buddies and you're like, "Oh, ha ha, you're so skinny, you got one side or whatever." I don't know. But anyway, if you're making fun of a guy that's even just your friend and and it's hurting his feelings, that's bullying. I have boys especially come and talk to me all the time about, well, my best friend keeps saying this about me and he don't mean it, but it's really hurting my feelings. Well, your best friend shouldn't hurt your feelings, guys. You think you're kidding, you think you're joking, but it's hurting someone's feelings. Then that is bullying, okay? Hurt our friends, okay? We want everyone to feel happy here at school. So just people's appearances and their lifestyle and the way they believe and their family, all that stuff, that's off limits. Okay, if you want to make fun of Miss Sublet for having pencils up her nose, walking around like this, oh, look at Miss Sublet, she looks like a walrus. That's funny, okay? You can make fun of me for that. But don't make fun of people for how they look, okay? Because you never know how people feel about themselves. All right. So the next one is leaving someone out on purpose. Now, you girls, I'm going to pick on y'all for a minute because I see this a lot. Girls make these little clubs and they have book clubs and dance clubs and singing clubs and all these clubs, and then they go around and say, well, you can't be in my club. Well, guys, that is leaving someone out. That is excluding someone. Okay? That's making someone feel bad and not letting them in your group or your club or your friend group or eating with you at lunch or playing with you at recess. Okay? That is bullying. If you're leaving somebody out every day on purpose all the time, then that is bullying. And that, to me, is more hurtful than anything you could do to hurt my body or my feelings. Because when you leave someone out, you don't care about them. Okay? You want them to know, I don't care about you enough to let you in my group or to let you play with me or to eat lunch with me. And I'd rather someone just kick me in the shin than tell me that they don't want to play with me or be with me or exclude me. That is something that's really hurtful, okay? And here at Houstonville, everybody needs to be included. Everybody wants to have friends, okay? And at our school, we want everyone to feel welcome, we want everyone to feel wanted, and we want everyone to be included. Now, we are going to talk about Kendra and Jerome. So this is Kendra and Jerome, and they are working on their work in the classroom. And Kendra is working on her math assignment. She looks up and sees that Jerome is looking over at her paper, and she says, "Stop copying my assignment." And Jerome says, "I'm not copying you. I was just seeing what you're doing, and I was not even caring about your paper at all." So, raise your hand if you think this is bullying. Raise your hand right now. Okay, well, this scenario is not bullying. Okay, so if you raised your hand, that's okay, but we're going to learn the difference in bullying and not bullying today. So it's not bullying. It isn't one-sided because they are bickering back and forth with each other. Kendra and Jerome are both participating in the argument. Okay, so it's not one-sided. Neither Kendra or Jerome has picked on the other repeatedly in the past. This is their first time that they have picked on each other. Okay, so it's not happening over and over again. All right. And these two students are having a one-time disagreement. This is just a disagreement. It's an argument. It's a misunderstanding possibly, but it is not bullying. So if you did not raise your hand, good job. This situation is a problem. Okay, it's a conflict. Miss Sublet's not saying that when someone calls you a bad name one time, get over it, it's fine because it's not bullying. I'm not saying that. That is a problem. Okay, and you can tell a teacher, hey, so-and-so just called me a mean name. Okay, you can stick up for yourself though, and you can say, hey, bro, that's not nice. Please don't call me that. Or hey, sis, don't call me names like that. Or I'm going to tell the teacher. Okay. Try sticking up for yourself first, though, because our teachers, they have lots of things going on, okay? And all the time, they cannot solve every problem you have. And sometimes we think teachers are there to solve every problem we have. But when we get old enough to live in the real world, we ain't going to have a teacher to go to and say, hey, my boss called me a mean name today, so will you fix it for me? Like, we have to start learning how to take care of our own problems in life, okay? So most of the time you can resolve a conflict yourself. And bullying is something that keeps happening and you may need help from an adult to get over it, okay? So if it's a bullying situation, then definitely talk to an adult about it. So today we're going to talk about what you can do when you recognize bullying that happens to you and to someone else. And then we're also going to learn about how to report and how to refuse. So all of you all, unless you're new to our school, know about the 3 R's of bullying. Okay, we started the 3 R's. I think we've been doing it for 3 years now. So that's funny. We've been doing the 3 R's for 3 years. So everyone, unless you're new here, knows about the 3 R's. So let's pull up our poster. This poster should look pretty familiar to you all because we have it in our guidance classroom. And then Miss Sublet always posts them up on the walls throughout the school, just as a reminder that we are not going to let bullying happen at Houstonville. Okay, so this is Help Stop Bullying, the 3 R's of helping to stop bullying. And the first R is recognize. Okay, and recognize means that you can tell when someone is being bullied. You're smart. You can use your eyes to see and your ears to hear that someone is being bullied. And you can understand that, okay, this isn't a one-time conflict. This isn't a one-time disagreement. This isn't just a fight that these kids are having. It's one-sided, and it is definitely a bullying situation. And you are smart enough to understand that. So the next, if you use your first R and you can tell that this is a bullying situation, then you're going to use your second R, which is report. You are going to report to an adult. It can be a teacher. It can be the school counselor, Miss Sublet. It could be a principal. It could be our custodian staff, a cafeteria staff, an aide, an office, Miss Becky in the office, our nurse, any adult in our school, okay? Because what I always tell kids, when they come to me and they say, Miss Sublet, so-and-so has been bullying me, it keeps continuing to happen, and my mom says she's going to come up here and beat you up if you don't do something about it. I say, well, this is the first time I've ever heard you say anything. Give me a chance. Let me help you before you start threatening me with your mama, okay? Because I have got to know that bullying is happening before I can do something about it. I'm not a mind reader, okay? So you're going to report it. All right? You're going to tell an adult. And then that adult is probably going to tell me, and then I'm going to help you. Okay? So make sure you're reporting it. And then also, you are going to refuse to let bullying continue in our school. All right? You're refusing to let this happen. You're going to stick up for yourself. You're going to stick up for others. You're going to tell an adult, and you're going to refuse it. You're going to refuse the bullying. You're going to say, hey, stop it. I don't like that. You're being a bully, and you're going to stand up against it. Okay? And that is leading us into what a bystander, if you see right down here, we have bystander. Well, it's not working. I'm trying to highlight it, but let's do this one. Well, fireworks. Okay. Anyway, bystander power is when you notice that a student is being bullied and you tell an adult. That means you're a powerful bystander. You either tell an adult or you go and help and you stick up for that student. Okay, you go and you say, hey, you need to be respectful and kind. And at Houstonville Elementary, we do not bully. Okay, but also that's a powerful bystander. But what if you're a bad bystander? You sit there and you watch and you listen and maybe you even join in and laugh. Okay, that is just as bad as the bully. If you're not doing anything about it, you're just standing there and you're like, that ain't my problem. I ain't doing nothing about it. That means that you're just as bad as the bully, especially if you laugh and join in on the bullying. Okay? We don't do that here. We don't let kids bully other kids. We either take care of it ourselves or we tell an adult. Okay? You stand up for someone who is being bullied. You don't join in and you walk away and report it. Okay? You stand up, you don't join in, you walk away and report it. Okay? And that is how we can stop bullying in our school, by using the 3 R's. And I'm going to tell you, I only get a few cases of bullying a year. Last year, probably like 10 that weren't really bullying that kids reported, that weren't really bullying, but Miss Sublett was able to help them understand, and then I could still take care of the problem. But then we probably had like 3 issues that were really bullying, and we could take care of the problem. So since you guys are older, I can talk to you a little bit more candidly, and you can understand what I mean. If you are bullying and you continue to bully, it is out of Miss Sublett's power. It is out of Mr. Ledford's power. Nobody in the school can help you if a parent decides to press charges against you for bullying. And now what does that mean, Miss Sublett? It means that you are bothering someone so much, no matter what Miss Sublett has done, no matter what Mr. Ledford has done, Miss Lynn has done, you continue to bully kids. It's out of our control if the parent of that child decides to press charges against you and calls the police officers, and you have to go to court and talk to a judge about why you continue to bully somebody. Okay? That's out of my hands. I have nothing to do with the court system. Okay? So I am here to help you stop bullying before it gets that far. Okay? And sometimes Miss Sublett will just talk to you. Why do you feel like you need to bully somebody? Why do you feel like you need to make fun of somebody? Okay? And then if you continue to do it, then it goes to Mr. Ledford, and he'll probably deal out a punishment of some sort. He's going to give you a punishment. Okay? Miss Sublett don't give punishments. I try not to. So every now and then, it's a must. I have to give a punishment. But Mr. Ledford and Miss Lynn, they give the punishments. Okay? And then if you continue to bully after the punishment, it's going to get worse for you. And then, like I said, it's out of my hands if someone decides to press charges. Let's not let it get that far. Let's be a powerful bystander, okay? let's use our 3 R's. Make sure that we are reporting, refusing, recognizing, and being a powerful bystander so that way this doesn't get that far. Because I don't want you all to already be having charges pressed against you, and I don't want kids in our school to feel that bad about themselves. Okay?
Okay, so in story structure, you have a plot. But what do you need in a plot? Victor?
Conflict. Your plot needs conflict, like in Star Wars. Luke, he has this conflict with Darth Vader.
That's a great example of what you need in a plot. Thanks, Victor. Conflict.
Oh, I thought it was you. Something stinks in here, Mr. Star Wars. Ever try soap? It works in space too.
Well, technically, I'm not really sure if it would work in space, you see. Soap, it has all these
Here
molecules.
he goes again.
Outside of ourselves.
I'm Victor. All I talk about is
Darth
Star
Vader
Wars.
was a great
Mwah,
example
mwah,
of
mwah. I need to use soap because I stink. Even though, technically, it won't work in space.
Inside the character. That's internal conflict.
Maybe Victor is a geek,
In a story,
but still,
conflict comes from
Zoe doesn't have to be so mean to him all the
character's
time.
afraid of something, and that fear is the conflict that keeps him from getting with her. It's recess time. Everybody head out.
Oops. Sorry. Maybe you can tell me all about the gravitational forces that acted on those books sometime. Not.
Has been doing this for a while now, making fun of Victor for liking Star Wars, calling him a geek, making fun of the things that he likes to do. And then also I want to point out, did you see all the bad bystanders in this video? There were girls laughing, and the boy, he thought, well, she shouldn't be doing that, but he didn't stick up for him. He didn't stick up for Victor. He just sat there. So we had girls laughing that were joining in, meaning they're just as bad as the bully. And then the other boy that was at the table, he didn't even say anything. He felt like he should, but he didn't. So let's move on to the second part of the video and see what happened.
This is bad. I think Zoe is bullying him. It's just not right. But what can I do?
Don't bother.
Victor, this isn't cool.
What do you care? Everyone loves laughing at me.
I'm sorry.
Sorry doesn't help me.
You know it's not right, don't you? This is bullying. Bullying is not okay.
Okay, thanks, Einstein. It's bullying. There's nothing I can do about it. Don't you have to be somewhere?
No. And I think you should talk to Miss Dia. She'll know what to do.
Doubt it.
Talk to Miss Dia about what?
Amir thinks that I'm getting bullied.
By whom?
Zoe.
Victor, nobody deserves to be treated this way. Tell me what's going on. How long has this been happening?
Since the beginning of the year. Zoe keeps picking on me and she won't stop.
Have you told anybody else about it?
No.
Victor told Miss Dia about all the ways Zoe had been bullying him. Boy, it was a lot of stuff.
Is it just Zoe?
Miss Dia asked a whole bunch of questions.
Well, Zoe gets her
I could
friends
see Victor felt better after talking to a grown-up.
Well, you did the right thing by telling me. The first thing we can do is I can have everybody move their desks. I'll put Zoe up front so I can keep an eye on her, and I'll put you next to Amir so you'll feel safe even when I have my back turned.
Yeah. That'd be great.
Thank you, Amir, for helping Victor out. I will also have a talk with Zoe.
No. Please. Not yet. I think I need to say something to her first.
Okay, I will wait, but bullying is serious, and Zoe needs to know it is not allowed at our school. And if the bullying continues, I need you to tell me right away. It's my job to keep you safe. No, it is not allowed at our school. And if the bullying continues, I need you to tell me right away. It's my job to keep you safe. But for now, we can talk about how you can assertively tell Zoe to stop. You want to do that?
Yes.
Okay.
Look. Hello, Mr. Star Wars. Where'd you get that shirt? Geeks are us?
Haha, Zoe. You think you're funny, but you're really not. I've never done anything to you, so you can stop with your stupid jokes and just leave me alone.
You're the one who's stupid, geek.
You know what, Zoe? You're kind of mean. So what if he likes Star Wars? I like Star Wars too.
Whatever. You're both geeks then.
I guess we are. Who cares? That doesn't mean you get to be mean to people all the time. Leave him alone. He's not hurting you.
Time for class, kids. Is there a problem?
Not anymore. Right?
There's no problem, Miss Dia.
Okay then. Everybody inside. Start writing in your journals.
See that Victor, with the help of his bystander friend, stood up for him and stood up for himself. Down. So instead of having the teacher talk to Zoe, Victor said, I want to try to handle this myself. And he did. And he did a great job. But I also think it was important that... so real quick, because I know our video is starting to get kind of long, let's play a game going over a few what is bullying, what is not bullying videos, okay? So our first one is a classmate isn't looking where she's going as she's walking down the hall, and she runs right into you. Your books and hers all fall across the floor. Hey, watch where you're going, she says. No, you answered. You watch where you're going. If you think this is bullying, raise your hand. If it is not bullying, keep your hand down. All right, well, if you kept your hand down, you were right. This scenario is not bullying. You might get angry at each other. You might have a disagreement, but it wasn't on purpose, okay? It's not a repeated thing happening every day, and it's not one-sided. So therefore, it is not bullying. Scenario 2. All right, every day when you are walking home from school, what did I say in that? Every day when you're walking home from school, another student walks behind you and calls you mean names. When you walk faster, he runs ahead of you and yells mean things back at you. If you think this is bullying, raise your hand. If you think this is not bullying, keep your hand down. Doing it every single day. He looks like he's bigger than you or meaner than you, so it's definitely unequal, and it's one-sided because you're not yelling mean things back at him. So yes, this is bullying. Very good. So this is all I have today. We will continue to review bullying and the 3 R's as you come to the second steps during guidance on Fridays. And we'll continue to talk about it. But until then, if you have any problems, you know how to reach me. You can always tell your teacher that you need to talk to me if you don't feel comfortable talking to your teacher, okay? All right, you all have a wonderful day. I will see you next time.